Warning! This video contains adult content not suitable for children.
Yo, what's up? It's the Kokomo Press Podcast. I'm Jordan Granger, and as always, joined by...
I'm Jordan Bell.
Yeah.
And we have a guest.
Chris Owens.
Yeah.
The alpha male.
Yeah, let's
Chris
give it up.
Owens.
So let's go little clapsies.
Champ.
Yeah, look at that. See that right there?
See the hardware?
Nice little shiny belt.
Yeah. We got a little bit of gold.
Yeah.
That's what I like to see, man. Bringing that gold back.
I know, right? We're bringing this championship flair to the podcast, which we appreciate you for.
Mm-hmm.
So, before we get started, tell us about yourself.
Yeah.
I'm a pro wrestler.
Boom. Right there. That's what I like to hear. We got a manager and we got a wrestler here.
Yeah.
And we got a guy who records people. Good.
Really? I mean, God, I hate when people ask me to.
Well, how many years you been doing it? Let's talk about that.
Next year will be my 10th year. Actually.
10 years, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You've been training. You obviously been training. I can see the pecs from here. You know, you see the shadow on them.
Yeah. I do take it kind of serious.
That's good though, man. I think that's the only. I mean, Jordan and I talk about this all the time. It's the only way to do it is to take it seriously because that's when people take you serious and things get done.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, and you're going out there and you're portraying yourself as like this athletic dude that can, kick someone's ass. So you kind of want to look the part a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why I tell people it's important, to work out and all that shit if you want to do this.
Unless you're me, and I just want to be a chicken shit person.
No, you're doing the manager role.
Yeah.
You're also, I mean, to be fair, you're also in better shape than most of the wrestlers who are wrestling.
True.
That's true.
I remember when I was younger, we used to go to these little independent wrestling things. I was so into wrestling when I was little. Me and my buddy used to go all the time, and there was this guy that was like a Jeff Hardy ripoff, which we loved. Like, his name was like Johnny Blaze, which is another terrible name. But anyway,
It seems pretty old.
But he looked like Jeff Hardy, and he ended up going by Johnny Blaze Hardy later on, which was hilarious because he's like I'm the third Hardy brother, which I love. I thought it was funny to lean in, bro.
Yeah.
But I just remember like it was like him, and then everybody else were like gigantic guys out of shape, and I'm man, this is so unrealistic. It's like everybody looks like Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yeah.
But they didn't have the agileness of Bam Bam because Bam Bam could fucking flip.
Yeah, he was big and he could get up there and do a moonsault.
I know. I was like,
he was one of my favorites for a little while.
Oh yeah.
Fucking time.
Yeah.
It was Vader. Vader was one of those guys
yeah.
that could move too for how big he was.
There's only a few of those guys, and then you got people like Rikisha that just leaned into that ass. You know what I'm saying? I got this ass. So
it worked for me.
Yeah.
You got to lean in one way. Either you're going to be a big athletic guy, or you're going to be a big guy that just uses his bigness. And, shout out to Rikishi's ass.
Yeah, shout out to it. Yeah.
Sorry, Alec Hanukkah.
Yeah. I think the best thing is that I think most like Instagram models took after Rikishi. They're like, I gotta lean into this ass too. So I'm gonna get my money on Instagram.
Yeah. OnlyFans.
Everybody loves a big ass.
I know. I start one.
I need to see one Rikishi. It'd be hilarious if you're like stink face, just Rikishi
he could make
doing
some
it.
serious money doing that.
We'll probably give him some ideas. I know he's out there hustling on the tours and doing the loops and stuff because we saw him a couple weeks ago. But
well, all three of his sons are in WWE now, so
yes.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing that bothered me about your guys' show was one of the buffest, strongest looking dudes wasn't even in the ring. He's a manager. I'm like, get that dude in there, that big like he looked like he was Hawaiian.
Oh, the Hawaiian Hitman.
Yeah, Hawaiian. Okay, I was right.
He's not a wrestler.
He's not. He's personal bodyguard to Travis Southern, which Travis Southern. Yeah. So
cool. But he looks like he could whoop ass.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to mess with that guy. He's a very smart guy, and I'm just going to keep it that way. Me and them are on really good terms right now, so, just going to keep it that way, because I ain't trying to get squashed like a pineapple.
What happened last night? Because I wasn't able to make it last night, so I need to know.
Last night, I showed my greatness, and this trashy, tasteless city of Kokomo decided to throw raisins and granola bars and popcorn at me when all I was trying to do was give them good Halloween treats, right? Yeah. They didn't respect any of that, and so that happened.
What kind of Halloween treats?
No, I gave them raisins and some yogurt-covered cranberries, and, I thought really good, healthy trick-or-treats, right?
Yeah, trying to get everybody to lose a little weight, maybe.
Yeah, I seen Kokomo, just trying to help. No one liked that. I got hit with so many fucking raisins. Yeah. But, it was almost okay. I challenged the fan.
Yeah.
we're not gonna talk about the outcome of that.
Oh, okay.
It's a little disparaging, but because he cheated.
Yeah, he cheated. They usually do.
Yeah,
They usually do.
yeah.
I'm surprised they threw their food away though.
You know, I figured they'd take it back, hoard it, and you know how these.
This is
people
for
are.
rabbits. Like,
Figured they'd
this is what my rabbit eats.
Maybe if you would have threw like Twinkies at them or something, they wouldn't have thrown them back.
Have you seen Kokomo? Most people don't need Twinkies. So, trying to help people out, but no one understands the curator's vision. No one does.
The life of a fucking heel. You guys. He's got the heel thing going in some places. And so, you know, that's the only thing is when you get into multiple places, you can actually see if you can turn that.
I can't wait. Like just like going in and out of character and shit. Like he and we visited DCCW a couple weeks ago, and I trained a little bit with him. He showed me a lot of things, which he's shown me a couple things, you know, a few times, which I mad appreciate because this dude's legit, that man. And like, my like I told you, my goal is to work down in DCCW.
Yeah.
Do some stuff down in Muncie down there.
So be a good place to work.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to take my character there same or like play something else.
Try to switch it up.
Yeah. I kind of want to just switch it up as much as possible, but I got a good character, so like, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do too, is like kind of switch it up. Different places I go, that way I can I can bring more to the table, you know, because some places would be like you work heel or baby face, and then you can tell them, you know,
unless
whichever one.
I figure unless they know who you are, and you
unless you've been there like quite a bit, and like everybody knows who you are there. But
or if it bleeds online, like if you make up, because a lot of people will hit online, as well as like they'll put a good reel out, people will really enjoy it. Like I've seen a couple of your reels like on Instagram and stuff of you doing a lot of like different like moves. I'm terrible with the move names since I've been younger, but since I was younger, when I used to play the WWE games, I knew everything because you could go through and pick your moves, and then you knew like I gotta cook this way. And then
don't worry, they've all been renamed since then.
Somebody takes it, changes the name,
or
somebody, like it's theirs.
Somebody uses it and then calls it something else.
Yeah.
Can't say rock bottom anymore.
Yeah.
Super weird.
Nah. What? You can't?
No, it's a urinarchy.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
I don't know.
The urinarchy?
The bookend.
Urinagi. Or it's called the bookend.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't stand these people.
There's
certain moves.
The bookend came from Booker T because he was legit stealing it from the Rock, right? Yeah. So that one worked, but then they just switched it up and they're just like, let's just call it a urinagi.
Those are moves that I don't ever do though. Like I don't ever do the rock bottom or the stone cold stunner because those are like moves that need to stay.
Oh yeah.
Where they came from, like those aren't.
I would be hesitant to even do an RKO, to be honest.
Yeah, and I see a lot of people doing the diamond cutter.
I see too many people doing it. Yeah. We need some more originality.
I do the super kick a lot. I'll admit, just because it's fun and it's easy.
A good move. Yeah, you gotta have a super kick.
Well, a few people have had that one, right?
Lots of people have.
A lot of people do. It's kind of like one of those things where it's kind of frowned upon. If you do it, because it's like
that's actually the reel I think I saw you do is I saw you kick some people in the face, and I was like, that's pretty baller though.
And there was a show that I did one time where they're like, don't do the super kick tonight because we got somebody else doing it.
Yeah.
That's another thing you want to look for in shows is like you want to watch the other matches so that you're not doing the same thing that everybody else is doing.
That makes sense. Who wants to watch a show and see everybody do the same 5 moves and be like, all right, I guess we'll go home.
Exactly,
you have to have a complete show and it has to work, and like people will get bored because everybody has ADHD.
Oh yeah. People's attention span are so like short nowadays. Like when like shows, I think the longest you should do is like 2 hours. I think it needs to be 2 hours and
that's what you guys do with a little intermission.
It was supposed to be our show last night was supposed to be about 2 hours. It was a little bit longer. I think it bled a little bit over, but
I mean, if the crowd's still like hot and feeling it at the end of the night, then
the crowd was hot from the go last night. I swear to God, not to toot my own horn, but like we got probably the loudest pop just off of the match and how it ended and things like that, and like that's how we started the show. So.
Well, the setup, too, the whole setup of somebody in the crowd coming out is such a cool thing because then people are like, oh shit, it could be me next week.
Yeah. So.
Now you're giving some people some hope out there.
Yeah. They can go in there and make themselves look crazy. Oh yeah, this all looks a lot easier when I'm watching it.
Yeah.
They're probably like training now.
Maybe. I'm gonna get that Mr. Bell.
They're gonna pick me next time.
Yeah. Like, where's he at? Pick me. Oh, not this week. Damn it. How many more weeks you guys got?
We have, at ACW, we have one more show. I think it's around 13th of November. I could be wrong. After that, I don't know what we're going to do. We won't have a venue any longer, so we're talking about traveling. But also, like I said, I'm trying to move my brand a little bit in other places, too.
Yeah.
So,
how many times have you moved around?
Quite. I mean
10 years.
Yeah, all the time, pretty much. I mean, I've never
Well, I mean,
I just go wherever,
work at HCW
yeah,
now. And
I work with them a lot, but I mean, like next month I'm going to a place that I've never been, and
you do a lot of work in Chicago.
Yeah. So I just go wherever.
Yeah.
Wherever
well, that's part of part and parcel of the gig, right? Like you got to go where the shows are, especially just professional thing.
Wherever people are willing to, have you, pretty much.
We got to get Jordan to just take the plunge and decide to just become a full-blown wrestler,
We're working on it. We're working on it. When I can get trained, when I can go in and get trained, then
But even being a manager, though, I mean, that's still...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's cool because you get to use that personality for something, and that's really, I think, the best part of doing any type of stage performance. I mean, there's a lot of physicality and you can get hurt, but I mean... Part of that
I'm hurting today.
It's a stage performance as well. You got to have personality.
The microphone is the harder part, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, like going out there and doing moves and getting slammed, and that's the easy part. But talking on the mic is
that's so weird. I think it's the opposite.
Like, I had to do it last night. I had to start off the show, and I had no idea what I was gonna say or anything. They just gave me like a pinpoint. And I just went out there and kind of just went off the top of my head. Yeah. And it went over really well, but I was like, fuck, this is my weak point. But I mean, it ended up going really good, and luckily some really good stuff popped in my head while I was out there.
Oh yeah.
But that's where you get that feeling, that euphoric feeling when you're like, oh shit, I just pulled something out of my ass.
Exactly.
And it was awesome. And now I get to just live on this high for a little bit.
So now I'll probably, be able to do it. I'll have that momentum, and I'll be able to do it, all the time now.
Yeah. That's good confidence.
I mean, somebody spit on my car last night, so, if that tells you anything.
I mean, means you did good work, right?
I guess
as long as I'm not just facing it, you know what I mean? Like, hopefully I don't have acid spit or something. Leave my car alone.
Hopefully they didn't have COVID.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, unless you're licking it off.
I actually just introduced a new guy last night as my kind of like my bodyguard.
Yeah.
I call him my insurance policy.
Yeah.
And he's a big dude, great shape. He's like trained in jiu-jitsu, and he's got a really good look.
Yeah.
He's not a wrestler though, but he definitely looks the part.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun.
Yeah.
I was talking to him about like having him go to all my shows.
Yeah.
Not just, HCW, like go around with me.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Having your own personal security has to be the best thing ever.
Oh,
so.
dude,
I like it.
You know a little bit about it.
I got my own personal security. He kind of works.
He's gigantic.
He is gigantic. He is gigantic.
Maybe
he needs to do a better job though, because I lost last night.
I know. He's like,
maybe our security can meet. Face to face.
Yeah, what, the Rock versus Stone Cold, the face to face. That's all I think of. Is check out my melody. Yeah. Fucking Limp Bizkit.
Yeah,
it was like the best like promo ever. It has to be.
I think that was the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
That one probably was the greatest WrestleMania.
It was like the culmination of like culturally like a great ass time.
Yeah.
It was like a really crazy time.
I think it was like the first time they like used like an actual song for their like.
Was it?
Pay-per-view scene. I think so.
Like it was the first I remember.
I remember thinking like it was new. I was like, dang, they're like using an actual like licensed song.
Yeah,
it was cool.
It was weird that they were using Limp Bizkit back in the.
They used them quite a bit.
I know they did.
Didn't Undertaker use them as well? Like,
he did at first.
Rolling. Yeah, when he went to American Badass.
Yeah.
And back when wrestling was good.
Man, that was the shit, dude. I remember like backyard wrestling, being obsessed with it, and like I was backyard wrestling, and we did like we would still tape everything, but we would do like matches in random places just because we were stupid kids. And I remember,
So did we.
I know, it was so stupid.
Soon that's what I'm going to be doing, so it's okay.
But it was like outside, like we were at Elwood Haynes School in the back of the school, like we were wrestling like near, and we had like we knew where we were gonna finish and we knew we were gonna start, but we didn't know what was gonna happen in the middle.
Yeah.
And at one point, I threw the guy in the dumpster, and then the next thing I know, he pops out with one of those luminescent like tubes, like light tubes, and hits me in the head with it. That was plain. It wasn't planned at all. And I was like, holy shit! And I got hit in the head with that, and I was like, holy shit! I just wanted to make sure I didn't have any fiber, like any glass, on my like body anyway.
Yeah.
My thing was like, because if we're gonna be tumbling and wrestling around, I didn't want to like get anything stuck
rolling around.
Because to me, I was like, I didn't care that you hit me with it. I just needed to make. I've never dealt with it.
I mean, at 12 years old, you were worried about hepatitis. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's good of you.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
So
you're a smart kid.
He was doing death matches
I
before
know.
it was cool.
I know, right?
It was so crazy, dude. That whole entire and then like the end of the match, he ended up. I was like, we were both like climbing on different tops of like they have like a backstop for like a baseball backstop.
Yeah.
He was on one side and I was on the other, and we were both climbing it for no fucking reason. And then what ends up happening is like he would have hit me, and then he hit me, and then I like kind of fell halfway down, and then he like flipped over, grabbed me, and like slammed me on the ground.
Oh, shit.
And that was like the end of the match, and he won that match.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we knew we were gonna do that. When we got to that point, I was like, "Fuck, he better do this right, because if not, my neck's
You're gonna
be
die."
bad."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it ended up working out because like they go up high, but we only did about halfway. I was like, if we do this, we can't do it all the way high because you'll rotate too far.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta know that rotation.
Did you guys have a name for your federation?
My guy. Well, I used to do. My big thing was I used to do go on like different geo sites on like internet and do like they used to call RP and role playing, where you just pretend you write like entire like. And that's what I did. I wrote wrestling role playing.
You tell me about this. You were like the doctor or something.
So like you know how there's Triple H. Like
Yeah.
my guy was Dr. Demetrius Demolition. That was my guy's name. He was like a crazy, and like he was a heel because my favorite wrestler was Kurt Angle. So I liked the heel aspect of like coming out and being like, why do you guys hate me? Like that's what I liked about it. It wasn't like it was the heel trying to be a face, but nobody liked him.
Yeah.
And I used to write these and every time and my like thing was the doctor has spoken. Like that was it. The doctor has spoken, and then like my move was like the stat. You know, like I gotta get him. You know, CC stat.
He had a full on gimmick and everything.
Yeah, I had a whole gimmick going, and then I used to write this out, and then they used to do like picture like 3D pictures of like what happened during the match, and my guy had like this big move. It was kind of cool. These guys they did a great thing, but that was and then my entrance music, which made no sense, was "Ass and Titties" by 3-6 Mafia.
Well, of course.
Because it was just great.
Yeah.
Well, I ended up switching it to like Nelly,
song.
"I Am Number One," because it made more sense for the character. But
I mean, but who doesn't love ass and titties?
Yeah.
And maybe what if you were a plastic surgeon?
Well, the last part's the
exactly.
most important part, you know, and big booty bitches. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could
Ass
say
and
that
titties,
you
yeah.
gave them that ass and titties.
Yeah, exactly.
because you're-
So all these fucking Instagram hosts, you owe it to me, damn it. Just kidding. Yeah, it was.
See what's gonna happen. We're gonna convert him. He's gonna start this character over.
He's gonna
He's
gonna come out in scrubs. And
Yeah.
with the mask.
Yeah.
And this would be the time to do it too, with all the COVID shit. Everybody
Yo, this
hates
is-
doctors.
That way.
I handed people masks yesterday too.
Oh, fuck
last
yeah.
night. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's awesome.
We drew on them and painted on them, like wrote words like tawdry or bland.
It sucks that there's like kids because you can just write dicks on it. Like, yeah, there's dicks on them.
Yeah. Had it been a non-kid show, I'd just fucking loser.
There are wrestling shows out there that do, you know, like they'll go out there and they'll let you say whatever the fuck you want.
Well, I know like what WCWO down in Indy, they're a little bit more extreme. I don't think they're as family friendly. I want to check them out sometime. So like,
IWA Mid South.
Yeah.
You can go out there and tell the crowd to freaking suck it and all that shit.
Yeah.
They go out. And,
The crowd doesn't care. They'll tell you to go suck it all the time.
I'd be in my element there. I'd love that.
Yeah.
I think it would just be hard not to fall into the FU trap over and over and over again. That's the only thing everybody gets out there. Fuck you, fuck, fucking, fuck. Everything would just be the F word.
That's what we call that cheap heat.
Yeah,
That's what it's called. Like when somebody goes out there and flips the crowd off and tells them "fuck you."
Yeah. Or the comedy, like it's the same thing with like in comedy when like people go blue and all day, like every punchline has an F word in front of it, or every punchline says like a cuss word. Yeah. It's like you're kind of you might have a good punchline there, but you're cheapening it, but you're getting a bigger laugh because you're using a curse word. It's like those things like going blue or whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things.
Yeah, most of the shows are family friendly, and they always tell you before the show like don't go out there and say fuck or anything like that.
How many people mess up though?
I did when I tore my ACL.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You yelled it real loud.
Oh yeah. That's when you really get hurt, we're always acting like we're hurt during the match. So like, he didn't know I was really hurt, but he said once I started yelling out "fuck" and "motherfucker," he was like, "That's when I knew you were really hurt." He was like, "I know you wouldn't just start yelling that out." For
you guys almost need like a safe word, like pineapple. Pineapple.
Well, you got kids in the front row, and I'm sitting there going, "Motherfucker, fuck."
Kids, that's called an MCL term. Was it MCL?
ACL.
I mean, at the the ref at some point is supposed to throw up an X or something to let people in the back know, hey, like
this is real.
Yeah, this is real.
Yeah.
So like,
he's really hurt.
Yeah.
No, he's repping DX. That's cool. Oh, we gotta get out there.
DX, huh?
DX is this way.
I love
sitting there with my leg twisted over this way.
Oh man.
I think that's what informed my comedy more than anything is watching DX, against Sergeant Slaughter and have the little fucking windshield wipers over them. Like he spit so much when he talked.
Yeah.
I'm like, that type of shit was always the funniest.
Yeah.
Man.
Greatest.
I love when they would incorporate like actual funny stuff because a lot it's entertainment as much as it's wrestling, and you love watching two people up there just or more wrestle and do the dance, but it's also like the build up matters too because you want to feel it when you get to the match. You know what I mean?
It's best when it's like unscripted.
Yeah.
And you just kind of go out there and just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Like that's when I feel like that's when you like have the most fun, and that's when like the crowd feels it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it feels more in the moment or real.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I think as I go further, I'll feel that. But right now, like, I kind of like the manipulation of creating a scenario and saying, this is the points we're going to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I know, like, we'll get heat here, we'll get heat here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Yeah,
I look at it from that aspect because from an entertainment and kind of, like, scripting aspect, you can kind of, if you do it right.
Yeah, if you do it right, yeah. Yeah.
I'm so me. I like to write things.
Yeah.
So everything I do is written. Like most things that I do is written. The most fun that I have to agree with you though a little bit more. The most fun when I would do comedy and stand up there would be whenever I was just like, I don't give a shit tonight. I'm just gonna go up there and just start talking to people.
Yeah.
Kind of just like, what are you guys doing? Like, oh yeah, like that's fun, and then try to goof on it. Mm-hmm. Those are obviously the most rewarding.
Yeah.
But also sometimes when I go out there, I'm like, I need to know what I'm saying, exactly what I'm saying, the beats I'm hitting, because that's how you know you're good.
Yeah.
Is when you can write something, have a beat on it, you get the beat perfectly, and then you do it in multiple places, and it works every place, and you're like, oh, I'm on to something here.
Yeah.
Like, this shit is like hitting.
Unfortunately, you've rubbed off on me because now I have to write. Like, yes. For the longest time, I've been like, man, I'm not trying to write. But now...
You need something to fall back on, I think, in your head. Maybe you don't write all of it, but like you kind of said, when you went out there, you knew there was a point you had to hit.
Yeah,
as long as you know where you got to go and you know about how much time you have, you can get there. And if you have it, the internal clock going on. But I think the most important thing is like, eventually you got to know where you're going.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people go out there and just aimlessly talk for 40 minutes, and you're like,
and ramble on,
and saying the same
things.
things.
Lose the crowd doing stuff like that.
And then just like, you start seeing people do this.
Oh
shit, I got to
get everybody's on their
looking at their phone.
Yeah. When you can have the crowd interact with just you, singular. I think that has. I know that was the greatest feeling for me last night is because I just felt like. I felt like I was the puppet master. I was pulling the strings. I got him. So, yeah.
As soon as you get somebody to do something, like when you have dominoes that fall, and as soon as you get the one to fall that you're like, I needed this one that fall so I could do this, that's probably the best. Like, that's what you're talking about, right? Like, they threw them at me. Now, I gave them the treats. Now they're throwing them at me. This is exactly what you kind of look for.
I got the freaking what treatment last night.
Oh,
did you?
Oh, God, yeah. That's the stone cold what.
What?
Yeah, what?
After everything you say, crowd, what?
What?
Oh, does it feel good or does it feel terrible?
But man, like I told them to let that stuff die like it did back in 2002. or I told them to leave it in 2002 where it belongs or something like that.
Hilarious. Yeah, that's a good line. Get them back.
20 years later, they're still doing it.
Yeah, I like it though. I mean, it's a good crowd interaction, but and it's not like rude. It's not like disruptive.
No, because it's not like while you're talking, it's like you say something there's a pause and then they do the what.
Mm-hmm. Did you play into it a little bit? Did
yeah.
you like cadence it so you give them a chance to do it again? Yeah. That's where I think like it's almost like a dance too there, just vocal dance.
Yeah, exactly. Because then you're going like back and forth. You can like say one word and then they do it, and then another word and then they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
I hope some of these people start adopting your work ethic outside of in the gym, outside of the, because I think that it's good for your body in general, because then you can bounce back a lot quicker because your body's used to taking some heat.
Oh, for sure.
And then on top of that, like, then you'll be able to see like a better quality wrestler, because a lot of these local guys, like, you appreciate the body. A lot of time you just appreciate somebody willing to go put themselves on the line, and you appreciate that. But then at the same time, like, if you see a guy come in there and he's ripped as fuck, you're like, whoa, the quality of the production goes up 100% when you see guys in good shape.
You get their attention just walking out there. You know what I mean? When you look the part or whatever,
and they know you're serious too.
Yeah,
like, this guy gives a shit.
Like, okay, this guy, like, he works.
Yeah, it's not he gets here, he does this stuff, he goes home. Yeah. And some people, you got to have some people that do that. A lot of the guys that live around, maybe you got to have them do that. But it's great to see like you put the effort in. I mean, I've seen some of your Instagram posts of your workout stuff. It's such a cool thing. Like, I just got back in. I was telling him last week I got back into doing my I do OMAD now again. So I just eat one meal a day and then that's it. So I'm like, that's why I can't have the coffee or black coffee or whatever. I could have black coffee, but that's why I'm like, I can't have anything until like 3:30 today. Yeah. I'm like, dude.
You doing the 16-hour?
No, I'm doing 20.
20. Oh,
yeah, I'm doing dramatic, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to get below. I was at 240. Now I'm at 227.
Oh, yeah.
And it's only taking me like 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
So I'm like, my body's used to doing this. I've done this so many fucking times. I should probably just stick to it, but I'm kind of lazy.
Nice.
I get the winter happens, Christmas happens, and I'm like, Thanksgiving, Christmas. I'm like, man, this is the double whammy of like, I'm gonna eat everything possible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're lightening up to go into the holidays. So I mean, you're right on track.
I store for winter.
Yeah. It's like it's the reverse of what bears do.
Yeah. That's true. I eat during the winter. I'm stuck in the house. You try to find things to do, and this is Indiana.
Yeah.
It's fucking cold.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it right now? 52 degrees right now. This is it's the high today. It's 54.
I know. Our high today is like whatever. It's a cold.
We're playing kickball tonight.
I know.
In a cold ass like.
You have to wear a sweatshirt.
Yeah. Be out there.
Yeah.
Be out there looking all.
Maybe once you start running and everything, you'll be warmed up.
Then you start sweating, and then you'll be sitting down. And you're like, "No, I'm cold again."
Yeah. And then you're like cold and hot at the same time. It's like, and that's when you get sick.
When you play kickball? What night did you play?
It was we played on Monday nights.
Yeah, that's a weird night to play.
Yeah, no, I wish we played on Thursday nights.
Yeah,
because I always felt like that was like the better night to play. Like it had like the better
Thursday. Well, I know Sunday was really good. The weekend nights are the ones that were like. We always had like two teams on Saturday that were like. They had no business. Like I want everybody to have fun, obviously, but like you don't have fun if you get out there and get creamed every night 20-0. We had a team the other night that we played that's exactly what happened, and they looked like they were in shape.
It seemed like they were a bad team. I just don't think they were in sync. To be honest,
they just didn't pick where they kicked. They just kicked like as hard as they could or to places. And as long as we play like our team, if we play defense, we're gonna win. If we make the catches, if we make the throws, we're gonna win, because that's really where we lose the game when we let things get past us or we miss easy plays. Like we had a couple plays in the game. Like there was a play at second where Adam was standing. One of my guy that plays second was standing right there. Had no idea in his head that the guy was coming from first to second. If he'd have just been ready, he'd have got him out, and then they scored like 3 more runs. Yeah, and I think that's ended up winning the game for them. I'm like, there's a couple plays here and there.
They still serve beer out there?
Yeah, big pitchers and everything.
You guys drink while you play?
I do not.
I usually don't because I gotta work after. So
See, I like to drink beer when I was playing.
Yeah.
It was like me and one other person. We were like the only ones that did. And we were always over there drinking.
Last year was straight because I can't remember what shift I was on, but I wasn't working on game nights, so like I would drink.
It was Saturdays too.
Yeah.
So you don't work Sundays. You don't have to.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that bad. I miss Saturdays. The only reason why we didn't play Saturday this year is because a lot of us are on second and didn't want to get forced on a Saturday and not be able to play.
Oh, yeah.
And that was what I was fearing the most. So I moved it to Sunday, and I'm really regretting it now.
Yeah, because it looks like now, like I don't think anybody's going to get forced as far as like factory work.
Not at all,
here,
man.
So the way things are going.
Yeah.
But,
everything changes so quick because, I mean, we went from getting forced all the time, like every week, to not now at all.
Maybe it's just a sign that Kokomo's sucking. I mean, as a whole. So I don't know. I hope that's not it, but like
they just, I mean,
dying.
not to overly talk about it, but there's a plant, the Belvedere plant. Did you hear about that? They just gave them papers and said transfer, quit, or get fired. That's what they're saying. Transfer, quit, or get fired. So you either got to move to another plant and work there, quit, and for I don't know why you would do that. Let them fire you because at least you get unemployment.
Yeah.
And you'll still get your sub pay for however it is the way it all works. But I mean that's that factory life, baby.
Yeah, that's why that just seems hard. Them moving you around all the time. And
that's it. The not knowing what the hell's going on. You
I
never know until the last minute.
I would hate that. That would stress me the fuck out.
I mean, you kind of get used to it, and then I think a lot of us get jaded because we always hear rumors.
Oh, the room. That's exactly what I was thinking.
It's hey, I heard this rumor here, but I don't know about most people. I know about myself. No, normally when I hear a rumor, I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. Take it all with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was raised in union family, right?
Yeah,
so
same.
we've heard all this shit for I don't know how long.
Yeah.
Afraid we might get laid off again. Doesn't get laid off, right?
You got doom and gloom guy always comes in. It's all over, guys.
Yep.
Everybody pack your shit up. We're all dying.
Yeah, we're not gonna be able to eat no more.
He's been food prepping for years.
Yeah.
He got a whole fucking dungeon full of shit, because he's like, it's over. We're all gonna die. And then COVID happened. He was like, I told you. And then we came back and he's like, damn it. I was right. It's like, did you remember that Not Necessarily News? They had that post that was like Kokomo Chrysler transmission plant. It was like a CDC of Indiana. Kokomo Chrysler transmission plant released three people came down with COVID, and it was like 2 days before they shut the whole plant down.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, I'm pretty sure it was like a comedy joke,
yeah,
but it ended up being real.
I mean, yeah. Well, they say that so when the COVID scare happened, they say that there was some dudes that came here from Italy.
Yeah.
And that's how it got into our plant. And from the get go, because they were doing walkthroughs and shit like that. And,
could be,
yeah.
Italy got hit hard, so it's not that surprising.
I mean, they were one of the major countries that, even though it's China virus or whatever, it came from China. I know it came from China.
It came from
I'm not being racist. It literally came from China.
We all know it did.
That's where it came from. And that's where it came from.
I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah. But the European countries and shit like that, like Italy and fucking I think Germany and I could be wrong.
Europe.
Don't quote me. I don't know these things, but I know that they got hit harder.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to think about their borders. You could just be like, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. Whereas with us, we've got two countries, and it's kind of hard to get through those borders unless you're willing to swim a little bit.
Yeah. Have you ever noticed how easy that you being over in Europe, right? You just literally go to another country, and they're like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest.
Good luck getting back, though. I'm just kidding. No. They have that. Well, they have they all have a treaty or whatever.
Yeah.
Where you can just go in between, and you're supposed to have your passport, when you travel, on car or train or anything like that. And they'll check on a train, but cars, man, sometimes they just can't. They're like, we can't do it.
Really? Everybody over now.
Yeah. And it's not like they're gonna check your ID when you go to buy a schnitzel.
Right.
How long were you in Europe?
I was in Italy for about 2.5 years, almost 2.5 years. Yeah, just stationed. When I joined the Navy, that's where I got put. I went to boot camp, and then I went to my school, came home for a minute, and then I ended up in Italy for 2. And I'm like, at first, it sounds amazing, but the crazy thing about Italy or Navy compared to most other militaries is you detach and reattach individually. You don't go as a unit, where in the Army or the Marines, they go as units everywhere, so you already know people. So I got sent there. When I showed up in Italy, they didn't even know I was coming. They're like, we know there's some people coming next week. And I was like, yeah, I'm supposed to be here this week. And they're like, okay. And then I was like, how the fuck do you not know I'm coming? How I knew I was coming. I have orders that these long ass pieces of paper that say they have stamps on it. There's a date and shit. This is real. Yeah. This is legit. And they're like, it's purse up. It's all on there. They had no idea I was coming. And I showed up there. And then, they got mad at me because I got confused on some shit that they want. This is my first place ever going anywhere. And they told me that, and I'm in a whole new country. Even though I'm on base, I feel like I'm living in the middle of, it felt like a third world country. It wasn't. But, because you don't speak the language, you automatically feel like an outsider. So I'm just stuck there, and I'm like, I didn't expect any of this. I thought I was going to be on a ship somewhere, with a bunch of people that speak English. So we're going, hi ho, let's jerk you off each other, let's go. And instead, it was me in Italy, by myself.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the first year I was there was fucking rough, dude. I got super like depressed and was like got huge. I was a little fat, and then the second year I was like, fuck this, I'm done. I lost a bunch of weight. I dropped down to 165.
Oh wow!
And I mean, I was tiny, and I was just working out every day. My supervisor pulled me aside. I was like, man, we really appreciate how hard you've been working. I was like, I don't give a fuck about you. This is about bitches. Pussy. This is about pussy, baby. You don't know about that. You're married.
Yeah. Same pussy all the time.
Yeah. It's the same meal every night. Pasta, bitch. That's all you get. Yeah. It was funny because I was like, I started losing weight, and this guy pulled me aside. He was like, I thought you were a piece of shit. Turns out you're a pretty good guy. I was like, all because I lost weight? I was like, this is so weird.
Isn't that weird how the military is
culture is just weird. Yeah, they need to adopt some of that. Some of these wrestling clubs. Just kidding. That's fucked up.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, some of my favorite wrestlers and yours are bigger guys, like the Rain guy, Adam Rain. Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah,
he's the charisma in him. I like the charisma of him. He doesn't have a problem getting the crowd going.
No,
you know what I mean? He like gets right into it, and he's fearless with it.
Yeah.
So I always appreciate watching him. And he's a big dude, and he moves really well though for being a big guy.
Yeah, turning him heel was like the best thing that they could have done.
Oh yeah, I think so.
It just wasn't working him as a baby face.
No,
and like the crowd just wasn't feeling it at all. And now they love him.
Yeah.
He's got a good feel to him. I like what he does.
Yeah.
Him and
he's got a great look.
Oh yeah. I like the hair.
Yeah.
Does he still have the yellow hair? I haven't been there in a minute.
So. Yeah, he did yellow hair, which last night he turned, so he had some face. But he's like almost like a Dark Order like leader, like now. So like he's taking his character to like
a lot of the stuff today, man. Like it's so like unwatchable. I feel like they don't have those stars like they did back in the day. You don't have that Rock or Stone Cold or
the larger than life guys, the guys that transcend
the
wrestling.
mega star guys. Yeah. And I don't know why.
I don't know
what it is.
It wasn't the larger than life guys that got me into wrestling. No, it was the Eddie Guerrero's Eddie Guerrero's and like Booker T early.
When I realized I wanted to do it, that's who I really loved was people like that, Eddie Guerrero. And I mean, we can mention Chris Benoit, but
Chris Benoit's great. Horrible person, great wrestler.
Horrible moment. I don't even know. It's crazy because he had this whole entire wrestling life and then one thing. It's like one moment, and I mean, you got to think about CTE in those situations. Like how much of it was him, and how much of it was just trauma to the brain.
Yeah, his wife's sister was on Jericho's podcast a couple years ago.
Oh shit.
And she kind of brought to light some stuff,
was he bad outside of it? Was he doing stuff?
She said he was getting pretty bad there towards the end. Like she said that he was getting really weird and he was like really paranoid. And she said that he would like take back roads everywhere because he always felt like somebody was following him. Yeah. So like his brain,
literally his brain just mush.
Well, do you think it's that, or do you think it's the fact that like he had a little bit of celebrity and like people would recognize him? He was like at the time, like I thought Chris Benoit was pretty flame, and mage, like he just
baby,
not even that, like before that happened, like he just won the world title thing.
I think a lot of it had to do with stress too, because Eddie Guerrero was like his best friend, and then he like died not too long before that.
Yeah.
I think and she said that he was stressing out about because he was on his way to like stopping wrestling, and like that's all he knew, like that's all he had done for the past 30 years. So like I think she said that he was actually like about to open a wrestling school.
Yeah,
could you imagine that?
And she said that he was having a hard time with dealing with like the fact that his career was probably on its
like a midlife crisis almost. Because your entire who you are is changing. You've dealt with all these injuries. Your best friend just died.
Yeah.
Your wife's being a fucking bitch. I'm just kidding that part.
Nagging wife.
The nagging wife. Kids won't fucking clean their room. All right, that's it. Get in your crossface.
So I'm sure it was a lot of, and on top of the CTE, getting hit in the head.
You hit your head enough times, man. It just is what it is.
And back in the day, man, when they got hit in the head, they would get up the next day and go do it all over because they didn't know like how serious concussions work.
Well, and then we have to also the other horse in the room, or the elephant in the room, I guess, would be like, you know how much fucking steroids and shit that they were probably putting in their body, drugs, steroids, different things they've thrown in their body. And I mean, when you're talking about years and years and years and years of that dude's neck looked like a fucking like he, you know what I mean? And it's nothing against it. That I mean, to me, it's not performance enhancing because it probably makes you better. To be honest, in wrestling, because it's not like you're cheating by doing steroids.
Yeah, you're still working hard.
Yeah.
You're just getting results a lot faster.
Yeah. I got a buddy of mine that that I've worked with, and he's done it, and he's like, man, he's like, at my age, he's like, if I don't do it, I can't get results. He's like, I gotta. He's like, and he does like a cycle on and off.
How
like,
old is he?
40 something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Once you hit 30,
it's
you're like
scary though, because
testosterone.
I know some younger guys that have done it, and like I've kind of watched them. They were doing it, and then things happen in their life where they kind of like. I don't know if it was steroids or whatever that affected it.
There's a lot of things that you have to balance out when you're taking steroids.
Yeah.
Like you got to take all kinds of other stuff to balance out the shit that it's doing to your body.
Yeah. It does. I mean, it's a cool. I mean, between that HGH and testosterone, because people get out to just take T, and it usually can work a little bit too. Because and that's just commonplace testosterone replacement. Once you hit 30, it goes down. It's not that crazy to imagine almost every guy that wants to be in shape doing it. And I honestly, in the HGH, that's the one thing that I learned about doing like the OMAD that I do. Your HGH actually jumps up when you intermittent fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's actually one of the natural ways to get your HGH to go up. I mean, it doesn't spike crazily like if you were to take like exogenous types, but like it still pops up enough that if you started working out while doing OMAD, you end up getting a little boost.
Nice.
But I mean, it doesn't affect your testosterone, and it doesn't affect your. It doesn't obviously. There's no like steroidal anabolic effect. So like with that whole situation, I feel like when you have a cocktail of so many things going on, like I said, the home life, work life, best friend life. You know, maybe a little bit of brain trauma, maybe a little bit of overworking the body to the point where he's just tired. You know, sometimes you just gotta murder some people.
You just lose it.
You just lose it, bro. Like, it sucks, man, because, like, I loved Chris Benoit, Like,
so did I,
He was, like, one of my favorites. It's like...
He literally... I don't think you can, like, be a wrestling fan and be like, nah, I didn't like Chris Benoit, because fuck you.
You're lying.
You're lying, because, like, that...
It's revisionist eyes.
He was really good. He was another guy that took it so serious.
Yeah.
I mean,
obviously. You felt it the way...
If you watch his work, like, I mean, jeez, he was a monster.
The work ethic of it all, and getting in there and doing a lot of crazy shit. I mean, like, you got, like I said, you do have people that transcend wrestling. Like, you do have Stone Cold, who he like transcended wrestling. Like, you knew him outside of wrestling, did a couple of things, but he was never really the star. The biggest of all time is always going to be The Rock, as far as like transcending
especially
wrestling.
now. You know what I mean?
Did you guys see the thing with Black Adam?
Yeah, I saw
if he ends up being president, that's something. That's a whole new ball.
Probably will be.
I just can't wait.
He's teased it.
He's like, well, you're gonna come meet The Rock and Mr. Prime Minister, you gonna say your name? It doesn't matter what's your name. I just want one. Of those
if he does a debate like that, that would be great. He would have my vote. And I don't normally vote.
I'll vote for The Rock. You heard it here, folks. We're voting. We're all three voting for The Rock. We'll prove it. I'll post my shit online if he runs. I'm voting for The Rock, dude. It's happening.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for the Black Adam.
Dude, that to me, like, the Batman was like the main thing that everybody wanted to see, the new Batman trailer, the DC fandom. But the first thing they start off with that Black Adam teaser, and he looks so badass, dude. I'm like excited about the look of it. It wasn't even like, oh, this is what happened. Like it looks like they've done a good job of having the look where it's so artistic looking. I think somebody you know is gonna love the artisticness of it. Yeah. It's got a good view and a good look to it. I'm like, this doesn't look like any other movie, like any other superhero movie I've ever seen. So
that's good.
I
have to go back and watch the trailer. One thing I did hear about though was random, but has to do with Batman. They're gonna do a Batman podcast.
Batman podcast.
Yeah. Like,
Jeez.
they're gonna do a Batman like actual podcast where
crazy.
it's gonna be like comedy style, and like so like I don't know. It sounds super intriguing, and it came from that DC fandom thing.
Dude,
so, like,
they did so much on there. Like I was trying to follow the whole thing, but I also had like the baby and my girl. I was like, I'm so bored, and I'm like, I know it's only 4.5 hours. Leave it alone. It's like only been 4.5 hours of me staring at a screen like waiting for Batman. But the whole thing was cool. They have like a new Aquaman TV show on HBO Max where it's like it's almost like like Rick and Morty, like the way like it's animated, but it's
really?
like comedy, like almost like I don't know, like SpongeBob, like goofy jokes, like it's like that. Making fun of them.
From what I've heard, like like DC's coming out with a lot of different shit, not just movies. They're gonna come out with their kick-ass movies, but like they're tired of people being like Marvel's the main, right? So
they got Peacemaker coming out on the
that
HBO
shit's gonna
Max.
be so
Peacemaker.
Can't wait to watch that.
Can't wait.
They showed a clip of John Cena dancing in his tidy whities, like this fucking and then they showed him hugging a bald eagle. So his dad in the show is the Liquid Terminator from T2. So that's his dad, and he's like a Marine looking dude, and he's like disappointed, and he's like sitting there, and he's like, he's hugging me, and you can see the eagle's like hugging him. He's like, Dad, take a picture, and his dad already left like 2 minutes ago. He's like, Dad, come here, I don't want to move, and it's so funny because you're like a bald eagle. It's fucking.
They said Cena's like funny. They said a lot of his stuff on Suicide Squad was him improvising.
Oh, it was hilarious.
They said that he's so good at like coming up with funny stuff on the fly.
That has to be.
I think
being in the business for so long, right?
I think this Peacemaker character is going to do for him like what Guardians of the Galaxy did for Batista. It's going to like put him on the.
I mean, did you guys see the movie he was in on the Army of Darkness, the Zack Snyder one?
I started it, but I couldn't get into it.
No, you couldn't.
I watched like the first 20 minutes of it.
Good.
Maybe if I go back and try it again,
I'm not hugely into like zombies. Like I didn't watch The Walking Dead. Like I wasn't like that into it. Like I need to watch this every moment of my life. Like people got real crazy into it. But I watched it, and you're right. It was a little slow in the beginning, but I think once it picked up, that it was like there's so much. And it's an ensemble, so I like those ensemble casts.
And Zack Snyder's a good director too. So anything he does,
the art of it's another artistic guy that like that you know visually you're gonna like him, Nolan. Like visually you're gonna see something like very cool.
The cinematography. Snyder's and
you're into a lot of that stuff too, right? You do a lot of video
editing. That stuff.
Yeah. Brian, I know when Brian was putting out a lot of his older videos, you guys he would come to you and you would do a lot of them, and so that's pretty cool.
Back then I didn't even know how to edit or anything.
But you have to start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been getting into the video editing.
You use Premiere?
No, I use Video Leap.
Yeah. You like it? Is he like? To me, everybody has their one that they're like obsessed with. But to me, it all just depends on what you know so well that you can do everything on. That's all that matters.
Video, I like it because there's so much on it. Like I've had it for like over a year and a half, and I'm still like learning like new stuff on it. I'm like, oh, cool, you can do this and that.
Yeah, he's been getting really good at doing the editing, man. I've been really like. There's a buddy of mine that I was in high school with that anytime I would do something, I'd be like, hey, bro, check this out. And then he'd be like, let me see it. Like on a guitar. I'd be like, okay, I learned this. He'd be like, okay. And I'd be like, fuck you. Like naturally good at it. That's how this guy's been editing. He sits there and he does the work. Nice. And I feel like for me, as long as I've been doing editing and messing around with shit, I'm still probably really bad at it in my head. Like I'm like, there's so much more I could be doing. And then he does it and he's like doing what I'm doing like in 2 minutes. I'm like, can't stand people like that.
Man, I've been watching you for like 2 years. Don't feel bad.
Like, it's true. He's like, I've actually learned watching what the bullshit you're doing.
Yeah. I've been sitting here, like, oh.
It's one of those things where, like, you're your own biggest critic, you're never 100% satisfied with what you...
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I'm editing, at least. Like...
That's how I feel with everything.
I have something in my head, and then when I do it, I'm like... Oh.
That's because the three of us care about what we're doing.
Yeah,
There's a lot of people that will literally put out garbage, no edited garbage, where it's just like a video, and it's like...
And I see a lot of guys, people I wrestle with, and that put out like highlight videos, and they like... The editing is just...
the pace is off. So they don't understand pace. They don't understand... the best. Like if you don't have a good angle of that move, try to get a better one next time. Don't force that move because maybe if you don't have a good angle of it, it might just look like you did a bad
version. If you don't have like good shots of it or any like I would never edit something that's just like from a hard cam. You know what I mean? Like I need like different angles.
I feel like when you're editing like your move. Like shots, like compilations and things like that. That has to be really hard, but it should like as long as
I just go with the whatever song I choose. Or the music, like you kind of like edit with the music.
Yeah,
like points. Like a song. If there's a part where
there's a break, you throw your hair back and you kind of look, and then
boom. And I know to put like a shot right there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's kind of how I base my editing. I choose a song. I I put it on there, and then I just kind of go from there, and then
you work your magic, man. Like, listen, this has to fit. Something has to fit here.
Yeah.
It's cool because that gives you almost like a template. You kind of know, know exactly where you want to hit, what you want to find, where, and then you go through your clips, and it's like it's literally just putting a puzzle together at that point. As long as you have a template, a lot of people will literally put a video together, have no idea what they're doing, and then it'll just look like a mesh of garbage, and you have bad angles, and they're not. There's no feeling to it, and the pace is off, and it's like
it's just like a song playing, and there's like no like. Like you said, there's no feel.
It looks like two different things at once.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a whole.
It's got to match the song.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a good point. I think when it comes to editing video, it takes, like with me and you, it took us practice, and some people just walk in and start fucking doing it, and they can't stand them. You know, can't fucking stand them.
Gift and curse. I'm just naturally good at lots of shit.
That's what I want to get into is like filmmaking though. Like,
I know you were telling me a couple weeks ago that you had some ideas on some stuff. So
I'd rather be behind the camera rather than in front of it.
Well, we'll have to hit you up. We've got episodes of the show. Maddie's directing the first episode, and then after that, I'm probably going to try to give him a break and let him just star in it because like he's just overwhelmed, and I feel bad for the guy.
Really?
Yeah, he does because he's starring in it. He's helping to do all of it, a lot of the editing and stuff, and like. And he doesn't want a lot of help because he's very involved in what he does. So like, and the way I am, I wrote 2 episodes so far, and the second episode is going to be so much fucking fun on the show. So I'm like, it's like we're trying to find somebody that could wants to direct that. I know you're a busy guy, but if you're ever interested,
I'd love to. Help out.
Yeah, we'll hit you up. Yeah. Maybe even have you do like we have a couple different ideas for episodes. We have like I think we're gonna do 8 to 10 episodes for the first season, and if we can finish this first episode, it would be cool.
We need to hurry up for my hair changes.
I know your hair's already, I can already see it starting to itch. You get that itch where I gotta change my hair.
I'm cool right now. Like I'm cool for a minute, but it's going to get longer, and I can't help that. So like,
it's starting to get like you're starting to get this kind of like very specific like shape to it, man. It's starting to look cool.
Yeah,
got the little mohawk kind of thing.
It's a process.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it helps. I got an in-home artist.
Yeah. That's a cheat. That's a cheat code right there.
Yes.
You got
in-home artist. Big old butt, love it.
The brain of the butt. That's the brain of the butt.
Yes. Very lucky man.
Yeah. And you've been with you guys married?
Not yet.
Yeah, engaged.
We're engaged. We're getting
You've
married
been with your girl
next
for a while.
September. Going on 2 years.
That's baller.
Yeah.
Dude, I thought you were with her longer than I was with my girl, but that's crazy. I've been with her, but don't tell her.
Can we also acknowledge the fact that he and his significant other are probably the prettiest couple ever?
Yeah, they're just walking.
It's almost gross how pretty they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have kids?
No, not yet.
You going to?
Oh
man, that's
eventually,
just
yeah. Like just an Adonis baby just walking around.
Hopefully.
That's awesome.
If we have a boy, I'm gonna try to train him to be really good at football and join the NFL one day so that he can take care of me.
I think that's the thing to do.
That's my goal, really.
My kid,
my life goal.
He's too stuck playing video games. I'm like, we got to get you in. Last night I had to sit down and had a conversation with him. I'm like, dude, you got to do things that like make you. You got to have skills.
Yeah.
So he's gonna play basketball, and I'm like, that's good, but like, let's get you into like playing piano or something, Because he sits in his room. Like the other night, he got upset at me because he thought I was making fun of him. Like I wasn't. I was like poking at him, but I wasn't making fun of him. But he was in this room and he was doing like this rap thing. He was like doing it to the beat, and he was hitting the beats pretty well. And me and Shelby looked at each other. And we're like, he's getting better. He's getting better, man. Because like you just have to start somewhere. But he's like doing like, and he's rhyming, he's doing all this stuff. And she and I are talking like good about how much better he's getting. I'm like, man, he might be able to do something. And then the next thing I know, I'm like, and I'm like in here, and I just do like a little joke where I say something about I'm wearing panties and girls there's something, and I'm just giving him, and then I come out and he's like making fun of me, and I'm like,
killed him.
I'm like, bro, I was like, and then I brought Shelby, and I'm like, we were literally just talking about how good you're getting. I was just playing with you, dude.
Yeah. He's like, am I a joke to you?
Am I a joke to you? He was so mad, and I was like, I felt bad because I was like, man, the funny thing is we were just talking about how good he's getting, but all he heard was me goofing on him, like something about girls and something, making fun of him. He doesn't have any girls. Well, he went yesterday and rode his bike all around town with his friend. They went to Popeyes.
Yeah.
Got some chicken together. And then they went and
spent
watched
4 hours at Popeyes?
Yeah, they went there, and then they went to Shang-Chi and watched the movie, and then they drove bikes back. They drive. Like, that's what they do, these boys. And I'm all for it, because I'm like, I want you on your bikes, I want you outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, next time, tell them to grab me some Popeyes. I ain't trying to wait in the line.
Have you tried it yet?
I have. I went, like, a couple days after they opened. The line was fucking crazy. We waited 2 hours. I ain't eating there no more.
Yeah.
That's
morning, why I'm waiting.
This morning, look, we film this Sundays at around 10 a.m.
Yeah.
This morning, I drove by Popeyes, 9:40. 2 cars were waiting in line.
Just two?
Two cars were already waiting in line. And I imagine that, like, when drive back around, full.
Yeah.
Like,
everybody's got the same idea, you know, try to get there right when it opens.
We finally went. We went, and it took us about... It honestly only took us about 30 minutes, which is still way too long.
Yeah.
But we got in the line. There were 2 lines. When we finally got up and ordered, it took 2 minutes from when we ordered, because you're right there. And we got our food, and honestly, like, just not... I got the spicy sandwich, chicken sandwich. I got some nuggets. I was like, I want to try both. I got
nothing to wait 30 minutes in line for.
No, not at all. Just eventually it's going to look exactly like the new Panda looks. Yeah. Nobody in line ever.
Yeah.
Like the people that go there are going to go there. It'll be a normal line. McDonald's is always going to have a longer line.
I hope so. I just can't wait till our Popeyes gets more ghetto, because then everything will taste better, and you know.
No shade, but I did see an older black lady in there with a little facial hair. I think it's getting there already. You see an older black woman that's just got her facial hair on.
Gonna make some.
She's like got a little bit of a goatee going. She's like, I'm not fucking doing this. I wear a mask most of the time. But she was in there eating, and I was like, hey, man, I know this shit's about to get good.
You know what's funny? I saw this white lady walking in with a muumuu, and like, she had full beard. So, like...
Bro!
Yeah, I think we are getting there.
We're getting there. Dude, I think one of my favorite type of person is just like an older person that no longer gives a fuck. Like, whether it's a man or a woman, when they just get to the point where they're like, I'm not doing this. This is too much. I'm not shaving every day.
That's why I can't wait till I get old.
Yeah, I know, right?
It gives you a pass to just look however the fuck you want and do whatever you want. You can fart wherever.
Shit your pants.
Yes.
Just
Nobody will think anything of it. They're just like,
dementia.
oh, he's old. Give him a break.
Grandpa's balls are out again. Hey, they're my balls in my house. Don't come over.
He's old. That's how it is in the locker room at the gym, man. The old guys.
Oh, they don't give a shit.
They have no shame.
I get dressed quickly. I'm like, I don't want to, be hanging brain in here all day.
Yeah, I'm not gonna just stand here. They'll stand there. They'll have a hairdryer just sitting there like this.
Yeah,
right in front of you. No big deal.
Yeah, so I was at the dentist the other day, and he was
That's
checking.
What they'll do.
They'll just be talking about their life with their balls out.
Me and Nick were in there one time, and this old guy, stood there. I'm not kidding, with his foot up on the bench, while Nick was sitting right here, just having a full-on conversation with him with his junk just right in Nick's face.
Just gray bush everywhere.
And I'm standing behind this guy, like laughing and snickering, like looking at Nick. Like, are we just gonna pretend like this guy's not got his junk just in your face?
Well, they used to go to the YMCA and swim naked, so these guys don't give a shit. Man.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing. That's the crazy thing when you talk to like older people. Like, yeah, we didn't need bathing suits. They just skinny dipped in the fucking pools all the time.
Because that's why they walk around the locker room.
They don't care.
That's normal to them, Nowadays, people are like, yeah, man.
Why is that normal? But it's not okay for Superman to be gay.
Yeah. Superman's gay now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's original. It's not OG Superman.
No,
right? It's like,
I think they rewrote. Like, it's like a spin-off comic, but it's about the same one.
Which they always do that. I mean,
Otherworld or Elseworlds, whatever they call it.
They do that with, all the superheroes.
There's money to be made.
Well, yeah, they're all stories. I mean, I can't stand these people that are like, you can't change this shit. Yeah. Bro, it's a fake fucking character. Fake character. Like, some dude just was like, hey, let's
two dudes.
A couple guys. Dudes, yeah. It was like, hey, let's have this dude come from Krypton.
Yeah. As a huge fan of Superman, though, I will say, haven't had an erection that big in a while since I read that one. I was like, man, I didn't see where this was going. But
you know what? This is the first time in life that I actually appreciate Superman now.
Yeah.
Because before, like, I just thought he was a cop.
Yeah, he's a cop.
Yeah.
Have you ever played the Injustice games?
Yes.
That's crazy. That shit's wild. The fact that he just becomes like a Nazi or something.
Well, I mean, it's good representation. I'm just saying.
How dare you?
Superman ain't never saved no black dude. All I'm saying.
let's just say nobody was mad when Superman was a Nazi. But nobody was mad when Superman was a Nazi, but everybody's pissed off when he's gay.
Yeah,
no,
see?
he's always fighting them, actually. No,
yeah, see?
Deadshot.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I read in one of the comics, he goes, Mission Lips, motherfucker. And I was like, what? That's Jon Gruden.
Oh, man, that's where Jon Gruden got that shit from.
So racist. It's funny because, like, we were talking a little bit before the podcast, but it's like Jon Gruden literally gets caught. So they do this probe in the Washington football team, right? They do this whole big probe into him. They're like, hey, we're going to figure out what's going on. There's some bullshit. And then everything they find out is about a guy who wasn't even coaching at the time. He was just an analyst at ESPN who just happens to have a job in Las Vegas Raiders. And then he's the one that takes all the fall for saying all the things that he said and all the messages.
Wait, so were they messages that he put out before he was coach? Or
yeah. It was 10 years ago.
Oh, it was before
10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
10 years ago. He was like, it was literally during one of the messages was during the Colin Kaepernick time. And he was talking to him.
Free Chucky.
Free Chucky. It was during the Colin Kaepernick time, and he said he was talking to the guy from the Washington. He was like, I wouldn't let him. He's like, tell him to get up. I would just cut his ass. And it wasn't even that bad. I was waiting for something to be, and he was like, you would? He's like, yeah, just get rid of him. And the guy was like, well, I've already voiced my concerns. He's like, good. And that was all it was. I was like waiting for him. He had every opportunity to be as racist as possible, and he didn't take that one. I was like, man,
he didn't. What's it? Donald Sterling it?
No, he didn't go. For it. Honestly, the Donald Sterling thing, like, fuck that guy, obviously, because that was just so stupid.
Well, he was blatantly racist.
But but did you remember what he said? He said, I don't care if you have other guys. He was talking to this girl, and he's like, I don't care if you have other guys.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't care. Just don't let them be black guys.
Yeah, just don't let them be black guys.
And specifically, don't let them have AIDS. That's what he was talking about Magic Johnson.
What the fuck?
He was like, stop. He's like, all my guy friends, think about this for a second. All his guy friends, he's dating this girl or with this girl specifically for looks. He's not an attractive guy.
No.
It's all for, like, so he can show off to his friends.
Yeah, have you seen the movie about him?
No, not yet.
You should watch it.
But he does this all to show off to his friends, and then he's up there hanging out with his friends. He's like, yeah, I'll get my girl down there, and they're like, she's talking to Magic Johnson. She's got AIDS, bro. And they're just, like, ragging on this dude. So then he goes and has this private conversation with her. She records it. I almost, like, a little bit feel bad for him, because really what he was saying was like, bitch, I pay for your lifestyle so you make me look good. You're down there talking to a guy with AIDS. Like, that's really what he was saying. Like, and then he got to the thing, like, don't bring any more black men. Don't hang out with any black men. Yeah. And then it got very racial.
Yeah.
So it was, like, racial, anti-AIDS, Really, she was like, stay away from Magic Johnson. You're making me look bad, bitch. That's all he was saying.
I mean, that was probably part of it, but Donald Sterling's a horrible person. And I don't think it's a movie. I think you watch the 30 for 30.
30 for 30?
That's what it is.
I'm sure there's way worse shit he's done. I mean, if you're willing to say that, you're willing to say a lot of worse things.
Yeah, sure. He's Hulk Hogan.
He's a billionaire or some shit. Like, he don't give a fuck. Yeah. Like, you can take his whole franchise away from him. He don't give a shit, dude. He's fine. Yeah. He just got a new bitch next week.
Can we just take all his money and redistribute it to, like, people who don't have money?
No, because they don't deserve the money. People who work hard and have
that ain't gonna
money.
happen.
How about that?
I work hard. I don't have money.
You have money.
Some. Your bills.
Well, you said don't have money. I just imagine them going out and be like to all the tents in fucking San Francisco. I'm like, here you go, shit wherever you want. It's okay. Here's some free money.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like, give it to people that
go buy some crack.
Give it to single moms. Give it to dads out there working hard. You know, pay off some child support for some of us.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm good.
That's what sucks about money is it falls in the wrong hands. You know?
Yeah, that's the truth. I mean, the people that hoard it, which, you know, you can earn money, that's fine, I don't care. But, like, once you get to that amount of money where it's ridiculous and there's no way you can spend it all, start spending it, bro. Like, try to spend it all. At least try to spend it all. Like, especially when you're in your, like, 80s. Like, just fucking, like you said, go to the strip club. You don't have to even like bitches, just so it doesn't work anymore. You're one of those guys in the YMCA with your dick out. That's fine. Just throw some money on all of us. I don't care if dick's out now.
Yeah, man, if I had money like that, I'd rent a blimp and just have it, like, just roll around above wherever I'm at, right? Just dropping bills.
Around the thing where Britney Spears, back when she, like, first blew up, and, you know, got a lot of money.
When she blew.
They said that she would go around to her neighborhood and just, like, hand out money to people.
That's awesome.
She's all
mentally ill is what you're saying.
And now she's got shit crazy.
It seems pretty spot on. I'd do the same thing. Fuck money. It's all fake.
That's probably what I do.
Get some of those guns.
Get the guns that do it. That'd be way cooler. Get the guns to do it. Actually, you're black. You probably wouldn't be able to do that. You get, oh, he's got a gun! Like, you'd be like, I was trying to get money out.
Next thing you know, you're
stop resisting! Fuck, god damn it.
Didn't this cover my bail?
Jordan Bell. Yeah, it's not that. It's actually it rolls off the tongue really well. So we could definitely go Jordan Bell, George Floyd. We could say all the names. We could throw you in there.
Please don't make me a hashtag.
You don't want to be a hashtag?
Never in life. Never in life do I want to be a hashtag.
Hashtag curator of chaos? Nothing?
That's different.
That's okay.
That's different.
Okay.
That one's okay.
The bell ringer.
Yeah.
There we go.
I just don't want to. I just don't want to be a black advocacy BLM like hashtag. Ever,
Yeah.
Because like
my mom yelled at me about that the other day. Did I tell you that?
Why?
My mom. We were in the car talking about stuff, and she's like, you must be Marxist. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, you're all about that BLM stuff. I was like, Mom, like, what are you talking about? And I had to explain it to her, and she still didn't get it. I was like, listen, there's an organization of people. I don't care about that.
No.
The idea, I care about it.
Yeah.
It's like you could separate an idea from an organization. Any organization, I could literally start an organization tomorrow called the Curator of Chaos Organization, and I could we're all anti-black. We're Nazi. But we also have a foot fetish, and you're like, bro, I don't have any of that. I'm in that.
But I like feet. Yeah.
You do like feet. You're a big feet guy. you're like I'm on board because of that last part. I'm done. The rest of it's cool. But I mean, you can make anything and say anything and be anybody. So my thing is like, it's an idea. It's not the group. I was trying to explain it to her, and she's like, no, it's just who you are now. I'm like, okay, thanks, Mom. You're telling me I'm a Marxist. All right, cool. I'm like, that works.
I mean, she almost called you something else that I'm really not gonna say.
What is it? What is it? What is it? Go say
it now. Rhymes with bigger Glover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I was with you then.
Yeah.
I think of it. Well, when you said it, all I thought was the end of the Clayton Bigsby skit.
Yeah.
That's what I thought of. That's what I thought that worked for me.
That was it.
My mom. She can't help it, man. We have to talk about that too. The epidemic of older white people, maybe not just white people, older people in general, just being militiaized, like they fetishize like everything on the internet to the point where they're all losing their goddamn mind.
Yeah.
Like our parents have lost their mind. My mom has. I'll tell you that much.
I have a theory.
There you go.
I think it's because one, they have the internet. They're all about fucking old people Facebook, right?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then they watch 24/7 news. So with the
combination, they go by just what they see on TV.
Yeah.
I feel like most of the time they, instead of like researching or doing their own, they just go by what the.
Well, at least the people on
them.
TV have to answer for the things they've said. I feel like what happens is they're in such a deep echo chamber of hearing the same thing over and over again that they go on the internet and they have this belief that they have from the TV, which is, if they say something wrong, they have to correct it.
Yeah.
Whereas on the internet, you can say whatever you want, nobody has to correct anything. So it's just like, they must all be true because nobody's correcting anything.
Yeah, nobody's saying.
So I just believe it all, and all of it's just like a blanket. Like, that's true. It's
Unless
true.
it comes from Kokomo Press, and they're like, it's fake news.
Yeah, it's real.
No,
it's the realest shit.
Some of the posts on Kokomo Press crack me up because even my fiance has been like tagged me to something, been like, "Did you hear about this?" And I just laugh.
I love it. Like, damn it, she got had.
Which one? I forget which one. I think it was the Jackrabbit Stadium one.
Oh yeah.
That was a good one.
Brian got. Somebody got a lot of people with that one. That was a crazy one.
Yeah.
That one, like I would be out somewhere and I'd hear people talking, and be like, "Yeah, did you hear they're selling the Jackrabbit Stadium?" I'm like, "Oh my god, bro!"
I love reading like some of the comments on there. They're like, "Oh my gosh, I wonder what they're gonna do."
Yeah, that was quick. Or like the people that I told you the whole time that it was garbage. Or didn't need to be. They're wrong. Like, it's not
people are like, "I'm not surprised."
Yeah, I told them it was a bad idea when they decided to do, and then it's like, nah, it's not true at all.
Yeah. And then the Kokomo Beach one.
Oh yeah. There's been the one
people were commenting on that, like, I'm going to this.
Oh, yeah. It's funny how those hit, man. Some of them, like, they'll have ones that don't hit that hard that are like stupid little ones that you're like, this could, and it doesn't. And then you have ones that hit where like people are so excited to be naked at the beach, man. They're trying to be out there with a mix up.
I wish that somebody would have.
People would like.
I wish somebody wouldn't have gotten word that it ended up being fake and would have showed up. We're here for the skinny dip.
Here for the gangbang?
Well, I don't think we didn't put a date on it.
No, he put a date. That's what makes it look real. I feel like when he does those things, he puts like the dates and he makes it look as real as possible. Yeah. So that
next thing you see in the paper, somebody arrested for indecent exposure at Kokomo Beach.
Yeah, and then we get
I thought this
subpoenaed.
was a party.
We get subpoenaed to testify before a judge. Shit.
What happens when we get real sued?
You know how many times I've been told I'm gonna get sued for stuff, and it's like, here's the thing: like the page like clearly says on it multiple different places that it's satire, that it's comedy, that it's a joke, And we've been very, very clear about it from this jump. I mean, and then from there, if you don't do your research, I can't help you.
No.
It's Facebook, bro. Don't even. And there's so many people that go on there I think you posted a joke the other day, and you happened to say like "fuck" and then like some type of joke where it said "fuck" in it. Like you used a curse word of some sort.
Did I?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was about it was good dick don't get threesomes. That's what it was.
Oh yeah,
the good dick don't get threesomes. Which thanks a lot. My girl was like one of the first people to comment. Yeah, right. Cause I ain't getting no motherfucking threesome, bro. There goes my threesome. Damn it. She was like, no, it's because you have good dick, baby. It's because you have good dick. And then like you gave her a goddamn out, bro. No, I'm just playing. No, but like the whole all that happened or whatever, and somebody went there and was like this is vulgar, and I'm like, God, this isn't real. This is the internet. Like, so vulgar.
So vulgar.
Comment on it, like first time on the internet.
Yeah, like first time.
Pretty sure my Wagner Shakes comment was...
That was fun. That was fun.
It got so little play, though.
I know.
Over everybody's head.
Well, I don't think anybody... I saw that Dope Sick show on Hulu, and I was like, I would never be able to watch this, because I'd just be sad the whole time.
Literal 5 minutes into it, I'm like...
Did you turn it off, or did you watch the whole thing?
No, I watched it.
Was it good?
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Documentaries on Hulu, man.
Yeah,
it's not a documentary, though. It's a show.
It's like a drama?
Yeah.
That would be even worse.
No. I think it works because so what it does, it follows this doctor from like Iowa or Nebraska or something.
Yeah.
And as he's getting introduced to, as they're trying to push Oxycontin on the market, right?
Yeah, opioid.
Yeah, because Oxycontin was supposed to be non-addictive. It was time release sort of shit, so it would be safe for everybody. So and then we have Kokomo and Wagner medical office, and now we have a lot of dope sick heroin addicts.
Yeah.
Like it follows that, and then it follows the actual corporation, like Purdue.
Yeah.
Like, and it follows the heads of theirs and how they were like handling situation, handling how they wanted to push marketing for it, handling how they wanted to do this, that, and the other, and like it's really, really interesting because the head of Purdue, he's just like this out of his mind, just non-conscious guy. He's just like, we're gonna eliminate pain. We're eliminating pain, and that's what we're doing because we're doing the greatest thing. This is the greatest thing for the world.
Yeah.
Want to eliminate pain. No one should be in pain. Which I guess, great. Ideally,
to me, honestly, it sounds like a miracle. I mean, think about it. At the time, it was a miracle drug.
Yeah.
It was.
Absolutely.
The addiction factor of it is what ended up obviously killing it.
Mm-hmm. It's not only it was a miracle drug because it takes away pain. People can feel like they can do things that they haven't been able to do in forever.
Yeah.
But then they didn't recognize the fact that after the 8 to 12 hours had elapsed, the excruciating pain, probably worse than you were before.
Yeah.
Things like that, and then they were calling people dope addicts for like needing that shit, but they're the ones that got put on there prescription wise.
I think that's the problem is how they framed it afterwards. I think that's the biggest thing because I mean I honestly think it's not impossible for companies to think they're doing something great and then find out that it's wrong. It's just how you react afterwards, how you handle it, how you fix the problem. Because like I'm of the ilk that I think that all drugs should just be legal and you should just be able to go get a prescription, like go to the pharmacy and be like, hey, I want a script of. They have to be in increments, obviously. Set some regulations.
Yeah, let me microdose some LSD.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I mean, as long as you're going to work and they have a rule against it, obviously you could still get fired. I have no problem with that either. Mm-hmm. But my thing is like I see people at work on fucking ADHD medication all day, taking Ritalin and Vyvanse, and they do a great fucking job. They're working their asses off. Do they start to slowly rot away as a human? Yeah, but that's their choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're only here for so long. People should be able to do what they want to do and then die if you want to die.
It's one of those things like you gotta, yourself, you gotta be aware, of the repercut. You know what I mean? If
the information's out there, you just have to go get it. That's what it's like. The information's out there. You just have to go look for it. And people don't.
When after my knee surgery, I got prescribed pain meds, and I kind of found myself like kind of taking them even after I didn't need them anymore, and I was like,
super easy.
Oh, shit. Yeah, and it made me realize like how easy it is to fall into that. And but luckily, you know what I mean. I'm aware enough, like health conscious enough to realize like, okay, I need I need to stop doing that before I kind of develop a problem.
One more. I'm just kidding.
Thankfully for me,
but after I take this one,
right? Thankfully for me, I've never liked the way prescription drugs made me feel, especially like painkillers and things like that. I don't like that feeling. I like to be like verbally high, but like that's different, right?
Yeah.
Like, but like, when it comes to man-made prescription drugs, I don't think all those should be legal.
Legalize.
Yeah,
no,
like,
them all.
No, like
chemically, ones that are made up in a lab.
Yeah, super duper scary.
And then you get, here's my argument.
I think there's I believe in what you're saying. Like drugs should be like.
I don't think you should just give them out for free. Now, what I'm saying is like if you go, okay, so let's say you're a heroin addict.
Yeah.
Which was worse for you, heroin or some fucking Percocets? We all know which one's worse.
Yeah.
Are they going to do it anyway? Yes.
Yeah.
So you're sentencing them to a lifetime of maybe getting fentanyl and dying. And fentanyl's so strong that Narcan's not even working on it. So to me, my thing is like, if you regulate it, you set it up, you can only get this many, and you tell them this is all you're getting. And I mean, if people want to fucking trade them and shit, I don't give a fuck at that point.
That's going to happen. And I think that in itself creates a spiral.
You know how many people have overdosed from Percocets?
I don't know.
Like almost zero.
Really?
Yeah. It's heroin. It's fentanyl. It's either
fentanyl, yeah.
You can. Most of the time the people that are overdosing from Percocets and from like hydrocodone are people who were in jail for drugs
and then
come out and then they take what they used to take.
Yeah.
And it's literally just them being an idiot.
That's how everyone that I've seen, that's the story that I've heard is that like because they stop for a while and then they pick it back up and they do just the amount of that they were doing before they stopped, and then
but I think part of making it so like faux pas to even talk about or even get or all this stuff and making people go underground, that's what actually stifles the information. You would know more if it was readily available. You could go to the pharmacy, pick it up, and they would say, okay, how many have you been normally taking? And they would say, oh well, I haven't taken any for this long. Start with this many, and they could give them the information, and then people are making educated decisions. They're not just going, oh, I'll just fucking put this needle in. Hopefully, there's not a lot of fentanyl. Yeah. And it's the same with like meth. People who would choose to do meth if you could just have Vyvanse?
Yeah.
Who would choose to do heroin if you could just have Percocets? Who would choose to do these other things? Who would choose to like I mean, it's like choosing like the weed our parents grew up on and choosing the weed we have now. Like medical grade shit where like it's so fucking loud that you can hear it across the street. It's what I'm saying. Like it's the loudest shit ever.
It's not like it was back in the day with all the seeds
compared to that Mexican brickweed that we used to.
Yeah. You find seeds in your weed now, you're like, oh my god,
I didn't even know those were still around.
Well, my parents, when our parents were smoking weed, they'd be
farmer.
Like, seed. They'd be like, okay, I got this much weed left afterwards.
Yeah. Sometimes I think about like the sketchy situations that I used to put myself in to get weed.
Yeah.
Meeting up with somebody I've never met in my whole entire life and
some stupid
getting in their car, like
right.
I think about that now. Like I can't believe I used to do that.
And the amount of time. My thing was like how much like you talk to your dealer when you're like I remember in high school people talk to their dealers like, hey, like. Yeah, I want to get like a 20 sec. Okay, cool. Yeah. And then like, okay, cool. I'll hit you up in an hour and a half. You're like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And they're like, hey, I'll meet you in this parking lot. You're okay. Then you go there and you wait another 45 minutes. You're like, who doesn't want to make a sale?
Right.
Are you trying to make a sale or not? Nowadays, it's like you just like literally like, hey, do you got any? Yeah, you get it immediately. Everything's. And it's because of the quality went up, the information went up. We know how much. I mean, the entire thing.
That and Cash App.
Yeah, Cash App. Cash App is basically there's a reason why that fucking bubble's green.
Yeah. You can just drive to Niles, Michigan, and go to a dispensary. I had a match there not too long ago, and I stopped at the dispensary there.
My brother lives in Michigan. When I was up there, I stopped at one too. And it was during COVID, so I couldn't go in. You had to like order everything online. I was like, this isn't as fun. Like you have to use an app. I was like, I wanted to go in. I wanted to go in the Willy Wonka. I wanted to be like. Welcome to the candy shop.
So Kim went to Vegas a few months ago, and she went to the one of the big dispensaries there. She took videos. I literally want to die in there.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. You took the video and you're like, all right, I know what I'm doing later.
Yeah.
Have you been to one?
I haven't been to a legit dispensary. So,
it's pretty cool.
I almost did.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Like it's weird. You go in there, you have to like sign in and everything, and then you like sit there and wait because you can't just like walk in like it's a store. Like somebody comes and walks around with you and shows you everything.
Yeah, because motherfuckers are like, all right.
Yeah,
all right.
Right.
Yeah, because you have to pay with cash too. So it's not like they've got like high tech, security systems or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, it would be easy for somebody to just start pocketing stuff.
Well, I remember when they first legalized it in Colorado. One of the biggest things was banks wouldn't take the money.
They still won't because it's not federally legal.
They need to just make it legal because it's just
this is
stupid.
why he just said they only take cash.
Yeah, but like then they have to hire bodyguards.
An ATM in there because I didn't have cash. I didn't know that, and I didn't have cash. And they're like, "Oh, there's an ATM right there." Oh, okay. Cool.
Like they say, you got a strip club or a bar. Like, oh shit, I gotta get cash out.
Oh yeah, no problem. ATM.
That's funny. They're like, the banks won't take their money, but they'll put the ATM in there so you can use the money. It's like,
I mean, it's probably one of those ATMs that charges $6 for fucking withdrawals.
Oh yeah, I think it was like $5 or $6.
You get taxed, and it's like, hey, do you want me to spend money here or not?
Yeah, right, man. Jesus, you're raping me from everything.
You're taking it in on me.
Yeah,
dude, that's crazy though. Are you defending this anytime soon?
December.
Nice.
Where do you wrestle at? What city is that?
That one is in Mishawaka.
Mishawaka.
Yeah.
It's a funny name.
Yeah.
Mishawaka's a funny town.
Like, how many people live there? Do you know?
It's really small.
Is it small?
Yeah.
Well, it's right next to South Bend too. So like, literally like right there.
Wow, you guys get a decent amount of people to show up to that?
Yeah. Last night was really good. Yeah, there was quite a bit of people there.
Yeah.
It's so baller, dude. I mean, it's cool because you're like doing something you actually have always wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing something you always wanted to do.
Yeah. And getting paid for it. So.
That's the best part, right? Get paid.
I'm always back and forth with it though. I'm always like, I kind of want to quit doing it, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm motivated to keep doing it, and then I'm like, I always like battle with myself. Drives my fiance.
Nuts. Do you think that's a problem that like creative types have?
Oh, for sure.
Like it's because I know I have that problem. I'm like, let me do this thing.
Battle with yourself.
It'll come out like it, and like things that I'll do will come out and they'll be pretty good, but I'll be like, fuck, I fucked that up. I don't want to do this anymore. It's too much.
It was probably like over 2 years before I ever went back and like watched myself on any of the videos because I was just like, I know I wasn't happy with what I did out there. I don't even want to see it.
Yeah. It's the hardest thing.
It wasn't like 2 years before I finally like started, kind of reviewing my own matches because I was just like my biggest critic. And
I used to clip out this show. Like, so like we'll shoot this and I used to do like a clip, like take like a 5 to 8 minute segment and post it on Facebook to like tease it. And I want to still do that. But every time I go to watch the podcast, I'm like, I can't do this. I can't look at myself talking. It drives me insane. I'm like, listen, it's not that I don't like think that we had a great conversation or that I had a great time or that I think it was entertaining. It's literally just I can't watch myself. It's so cringy.
It's weird.
Courtney, we have a new job for you.
Yeah, Courtney, that's what we should have.
You are now in charge of clipping the show because we can't watch it.
I can't watch.
I watched the show when Sean was on because I wasn't on. Right?
Yeah, it's fine. Right.
When you're not on it.
Yeah.
Like me listening to you on his podcast. I was like, this is fine. Like I can listen to you talk on there. It's fun for me to listen to you guys do that. But it's like when I'm on it, I don't want to hear myself talk.
Right. It's weird.
That's how. If I was like an actor or something, just like Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp says that he never watches his own movies or anything. Yeah.
I could never, dude. It's.
I couldn't either.
We have to watch
maybe like snippets, but I could never sit there and just watch it.
As an editor, I have to. When you edit things, you have to watch it over and over again.
It drives you. I'm sitting there like this, like, oh
god. Got to see everything I do, and then I got to fucking clip it out, and then I'm like, but it's even worse in here because like I want to find the perfect start and stop, and sometimes there's not a good bookend to what we're talking about. So it's like you're trying to, and then we'll like have a subject we're talking about, and then we'll get back into it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it gets a little funny, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Superman for Christmas though, and for Halloween and just start making out with dudes everywhere I go.
I support you.
Thank you. I support you. That's what I'm talking about. Just make out, just to be Superman, and they're like, "Hey, you don't even look like Superman." I'm like, I don't give a
wear lipstick. And
cool. I'm just gonna start making out with dudes everywhere I go.
I support you. It's about time you came.
I don't think my girl would be very happy with it.
She might like it actually.
I don't know.
Maybe she'd rather that than other girls.
That's probably.
Do you ever feel like that? Like if you're
maybe you can get a threesome if you have 2 good dicks.
No, she don't.
I'm just saying.
I asked her that too. I was like, well, what if it was 2 guys? She's like, no.
Do you ever feel like that with like your significant other? Like, would you rather them cheat on you with another girl or a guy?
Well, as a person who has been cheated on by my a significant other,
was it with a guy?
With both.
Oh.
Yeah, neither one of them feel great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you rather catch your girl cheating on you with a girl?
I mean, I think it's a good question because like maybe she cheats on you and it's bad dick, but like you can almost not guarantee that it's gonna be bad pussy.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that my girl does not like girls like that. Like she's like not. Yeah. She's like girls are pretty. She's like she had like, every girl has their phase, and she's like I had it and I didn't like it. She's not interested. So I think that if she ever cheated on me, it would be with another guy, and then it would just be like, like fuck.
See, I'd rather it be a girl because it's like then I can tell myself, well, I can't compete with that.
Yeah. That's a good call. Yeah, it's like it's not a shot at your manhood. It's more
exactly,
like it's just
so
like
I'm not the problem. That's
yeah.
I don't know. I take it the other way because I take it as a shot to my manhood, as like, bro, you were so bad
that she don't even like guys anymore.
So misogynistic. You're like if she goes women, I hate it.
Well, if you look at it that way, then I will just look at it my way. And I can't compete with that.
Yeah, I can't compete with that, man. She knows what she wants. She has the same utensils.
I'll just lie to myself.
Yeah. Either way, man, it's just a different worldview there. It's like I said, it comes back to our parents having this crazy worldview too. They come from a whole different era.
Yeah.
So like they have no idea.
Yeah.
The shit that we talk about this, and my mom, if we talked about it, I think she even commented on that fucking thing. My mom was like, "That's right," and I'm like, "Mom, get the fuck off the dick thing. Like, stop it."
Well,
my whole family.
You know what's crazy is my grandpa was actually gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But he obviously lived in a time where it wasn't accepted, so he had to hide it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's why there was a gay. There was a gay guy.
Did he come out, or did you guys find out as a family?
I think my grandma caught him.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's how it came.
Was he
out.
gay or bi?
I think he was full on gay.
Yeah,
I think
he just living that second life.
Yeah,
doing this thing.
pretty much. Yeah.
But then you think back on those things.
Back then, it wasn't accepted, so like.
Yeah.
He kind of had to like I don't know. I guess lie to himself.
Or at least just put up the front and then do his thing on the side.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, which
I think that's what he was doing.
There was a gay pundit guy that used to talk on a lot of shows and do stuff, and one of the things he said was gay marriage is bad for society, not because gays can be happy and live together, but because now gay men won't have babies with women, and he always felt like gay men were the outliers. They're the ones that push culture, which is kind of a little bit true in a lot of ways. A lot of the guys who were like even like Marlon Brando was gay as shit.
So he's saying closeted gay people were great because they were closeted gay.
No,
but
not
still
closeted.
Still had babies.
Yeah. Closeted but practicing.
Yeah.
He thinks that he said he thinks it was better for society, in his opinion, because then gay men would have babies, and he felt like gay brains were different. And he's like, if you don't have babies, gay men don't have babies, then gay men don't create these different thoughts. Yeah. And but he also was like super anti-gay women. He thought there's no such thing as gay women. He thought they were all faking it.
Fuck that guy.
It was just funny because he's like you're just. He's like, every woman's gay. I don't care, you're not gay. He's like, every woman's a little bit gay. Yeah. And the ones that are super gay just don't like guys. It's different. He's like, you're not gay, you just don't like men.
See, I just thought everybody was a little gay.
Yeah, everybody's just a little bit gay.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I think that's
I'm comfortable with myself. I can look at a dude and be like, he's a good looking dude.
Yeah.
I bet you he gets a lot of girls.
I think the only people that are like that are people who are secretly closeted gay. The people that can't say that are like, I think if you've got a man that you're like, hey, what do you think about this guy? And they're like, nah, gay man. I don't know. You've got to be worried. That's when you should be worried.
Did you watch the Chris Canyon Dark Side of the Ring?
No, I caught like snippets of it. I caught a little clip, the clip where they were talking about when he went out there singing that song to
the Boy George. Yeah,
I guess they told him to sing it. They said to sing it like a
fairy. Is what they said.
Oh shit!
Sing it like a fairy.
That's what they told him like backstage before he went out, and I guess he got a lot of I also heard that he didn't even come out of the closet till after he had left.
He didn't. WWE. He didn't come out of the closet. Well, that thing happened. Like the Undertaker basically like I don't know how I feel about the Undertaker after watching this.
But I didn't see what they said. Like, what Undertaker.
So he came out to that.
It seemed like Taker was just going out there and doing his, whatever he was told to do.
They said Taker whooped his ass,
like purposely, like he took it upon himself to do a little.
That's
little
what they
extra.
said. Yeah. But also, I don't fully trust Dark Side of the Ring because they seem to frame shit in a.
When you're looking for smoke, you're obviously you're going to create a fire.
Yeah, you can tell that you can tell that they're looking for the juiciest.
Mm-hmm. And they frame things in that way. So like they framed Taker in a way that like almost was like, oh, yep, let's beat on this gay dude. Like,
but they didn't know he was gay though, right?
I think
that's the argument. Like, because after he left, there was some people on like some radio shows that were talking about it, and I think Cena was because.
Cena was on Stern and said that Chris Kanyon wasn't even a good wrestler.
Yeah. Because Kanyon, I guess, after he got fired, he was going around saying that they fired him because he was gay. And then Cena was on Stern and he said, well, the thing is, nobody even knew he was until after he got fired. And he was like, he got fired because he wasn't good, not because he was.
But that's a very common thing, I think, where people like to base it on who they are as a person rather than what they. Because obviously that guy's not going to think he's a bad wrestler.
Yeah.
So the only thing he could think of is because I'm gay.
Yeah.
He was a good wrestler, though.
People were. I liked
he was
him.
legit.
I remember actually
Chris
being a
Kanyon
fan of
from
him
back in the day, or.
He wasn't
I remember the
really
name, but I don't remember
he
him.
really wasn't that well known.
He did this.
You had to be a hardcore wrestling fan to know who he was.
He did this gimmick back in WCW where he was like basically just rip off of Mortal Kombat character. He wasn't Glacier. He was Glacier's opponent.
Oh yeah.
I can't fucking remember his fucking name right now.
Did he have long hair?
Huh?
Did he have long hair?
Uh-huh.
I think I remember him, but I don't remember. Like if you show me his face, I'm like, oh, like with that thing, like Lita Deshawn or whatever. Like with Deshawn, what's that girl Deshawn that we were talking about? Not Lita. What's her name? Something Deshawn. Fucking Luna Deshawn.
Oh, Luna.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't that the newest episode about her?
Yeah, there was a thing about her, but like I didn't remember who she was until I saw the picture. I'm like, oh fucking yeah, I remember this bitch.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know who she was until until I saw her, and I'm like, I remember the name. I think it's the same with him.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, he's one of those that I remember the name, but I don't remember the face at all. Right
I remember. I didn't watch him when he was in WCW. It was when he came into WWE is when I noticed
I didn't watch
him.
WCW. I thought there was
I didn't like WCW either.
I'm about to get a new tattoo.
Like,
I'm gonna get a QR code.
I was a WWF guy.
QR code.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a QR code that links to Halloween Havoc 1997 Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah,
that was a good match.
Yeah,
I'm gonna change it last minute, and it's gonna just link to his OnlyFans.
That works too.
Either way, I'm getting paid, baby.
Promotion.
Yeah, man. We gotta wrap this up in a second. We're looking at an hour and 40 minutes. Dude.
Oh wow,
It's gonna be a long one, baby.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, we caught a lot of good stuff on here. I'm glad that you were able to make it, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Glad you guys
again,
had me.
Man, dude, it's awesome. Yeah,
Glad
man,
you
I
guys
appreciate
had me.
you. Yeah, man, we're here with Chris Owens. You want to promote anything you got coming up?
Just my wrestling stuff or my wrestling videos or
Check it out on
social
Instagram,
media,
Facebook, maybe.
Yeah, and
Anywhere else? You on Twitter?
You got Twitter?
no, I don't.
Yeah.
No.
All right,
You
you got
got
Facebook, Instagram.
No, just Instagram and Facebook.
Instagram and Facebook. Check him out, Chris Owens.
Yeah. This is the Kokomo Press Podcast. We had a great conversation.
We had a great conversation, and wait, no one got shot in Kokomo this week. I just want to notate that because I think it's important.
Not yet.
We gotta let people know.
Not
We
yet.
love you guys. Night.
See you guys.
Later.
Hey, what up? You just listened to the podcast. Thanks for putting up with us for the last, hour or so. Really appreciate that. You can find us on all major podcast platforms. You can find this guy on a lot of different shit. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, some Instagram shit, whatever. Also, buy our merch. Can I grab you consensually? Buy our merch.